Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel General Hospital Official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, January 9th, Drew intrudes on Carly, and Jocelyn lashes out at Willow. General Hospital teasers for Thursday, January 9th suggest some stunning things ahead. As word travels about Michael Corinthos' tragic tragedy, it appears that his loved ones will rush to the hospital to be at his side. GH's preview video for Thursday, January 9th begins with a scene between Alexis Davis and Christina Corinthos Davis in what appears to be a hospital waiting area. Given Christina's recent tragedy, it appears that her mother is attempting to provide her daughter with strength, support, and hope. Christina will be devastated by Michael's injury news, which is understandable given her year. But will it break her? Across town, the GH teaser shows Nina Reeves speaking with Martin Gray, who remarks that they have more leverage than she realizes. The two may talk about Willow Corinthos' grave error of sending Wiley Corinthos to DC to watch Drew Quartermaine be sworn in, but could everything alter in this custody dispute now that Michael is in critical condition? It would definitely slow down the process. In other GH news, Nina will offer Willow advice on Thursday's episode, but will her daughter listen? In the GH preview video for Thursday's episode, Willow will arrive at the hospital and meet Jocelyn Jax. Willow asks about Michael's condition, and Joss responds with a caustic, "Like you give a damn." Meanwhile, Drew is also in the hospital on Thursday's broadcast, and Curtis Ashford strongly advises him to leave given the circumstances. But, will he? According to GH spoilers for Thursday, January 9th, Drew will interrupt Carly Spencer, which appears to be a bad move on all fronts, as Drew is probably the last person Carly wants to support her right now. Meanwhile, Carly is featured in the GH preview. She walks into a hospital room and asks someone unknown, "Please tell me you have some good news." It's likely that the person she's asking is Lucas Jones, so will he have anything positive to tell Michael's family? Meanwhile, Jason Morgan will approach Lucas with a request. Across town, General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, January 9th indicate that Anna Devane will seek assistance from Jack Brennan, which is intriguing given their previous interaction. What makes Anna so desperate that she contacts Brennan for assistance? Fans will need to tune in to find out. Finally, Sonny Corinthos will be searching for answers following his penthouse explosion, but Jason appears to have an exit route in mind. During the GH teaser video for Thursday's episode, Jason reminds Sonny that he discussed an exit strategy from the mob, and the time to act might be now. According to General Hospital spoilers, Sonny has a bit of an ego, and while he has expressed a desire to leave, this explosion and his need for vengeance may be the catalyst for his return. GH early week spoilers December 13th to 17th, Jocelyn's vengeance, Willow's control, Carly bonds, and Michael's fate. The General Hospital spoilers for the week of January 13th, 2025 are here. Next week, viewers can expect Jocelyn Jax to face a double dose of injustice. Michael Corinthos' situation will be explained. Plus, Carly Spencer and Sonny Corinthos rely on one other. Cyrus Renaud appears to be preparing for his collapse, yet he is hardly Port Charles's most dangerous villain. General Hospital spoilers Michael Corinthos transfer GH spoilers for the week of January 13th indicate that Michael's fate will be revealed. Michael survived the terrible explosion at Sonny's house. Sonny and Jason Morgan rushed in to help Michael. However, Michael's burn injuries will be severe. Duell is leaving, but stated in an interview that the door is open for a return. So it sounds like Michael will be transported to a burn clinic. Especially since a killer is rampaging around the facility, killing patients. GH spoilers Willow Tate Corinthos control Willow recently learned that she may lose her children in the divorce. Willow did not have much time to panic. Willow learned of Michael's tragedy shortly after receiving her divorce papers. Willow ran back to Port Charles to see whether Michael was all right. While none of Michael's family members want Willow around, the burn sufferer may feel differently. Nina Reeves advises Willow. It would be just like Nina to urge Willow to take advantage of Michael's situation. Nina might be concerned that Michael's family will take the children away from Willow. So I could picture Nina urging Willow to leave town with the kids. Willow, on the other hand, I believe is incapable of doing so. Willow is taunted about finally taking control, so she may do the opposite of what everyone tells her. General Hospital spoilers. Carly Spencer and Sonny Corinthos reconnect. General Hospital spoilers for the week of January 13th indicate that Carly and Sonny will rely on one another. While Carly is in a relationship with Jack Brennan and Sonny is dating Natalia Ramirez, might Michael's tragedy bring Carson back together? GH spoilers. Week of January 13th, 2025. Next week, fans may learn what Jocelyn intends to do with the pistol. Jocelyn is coping with two huge tragedies. The first event is the death of Dex Heller. There are also Michael's burns. With Joss concealing a rifle and ammunition, may she take matters into her own hands? Will Jocelyn finally eliminate Cyrus? Which plot are you most looking forward to seeing next week? Will Michael survive the January 8th General Hospital fire? Michael's entire life has ended in fire. Everyone flocked around Michael, who was in distress. The January 8th, 2025 episode of General Hospital focused on the aftermath of Sonny's penthouse fire and how severely Michael was hurt. Caught in the crossfire after the Monday, January 6th episode left fans stunned as Sonny's apartment was set on fire and Michael was enveloped in flames. Things became even more hectic as Jason rushed in to save his nephew while Sonny contacted 911. Jason rescued Michael from the burning penthouse and transported him to GH, where Lucas and Isaiah jumped into action. The scenes showed Michael covered in burns, while Willow and Drew were pounding the sheets in DC. Uncertain times as they worked on Michael, Carly came to GH and noticed Sonny and Jason coated in flames, asking if they were okay. That's when they announced Michael was trapped in the flames. While Brennan went to locate Jocelyn to notify her about her brother, Carly ripped into Sonny over one of her children being the victim of an attack on him, as she has done numerous times previously. While everyone gathered at GH, Michael regained consciousness while Isaiah attended to him, and Lucas approached his family in the hallway. When Carly questioned Lucas if her baby would live after learning he had third-degree burns on 40% of his body, he honestly told her they didn't know. What do you think will happen to Michael as his GH leave approaches? Please let us know in the comments. The Flame of Despair. The episode begins with turmoil at Sonny Corinthos' apartment, with smoke filling the air and flames consuming everything in their path. The camera cuts to Michael Corinthos, his screams echoing throughout the flames as his clothing catch fire. Desperation grips him as he strives to smother the flames that are consuming him. Sonny Corinthos and Jason rush to the scene, their expressions filled with anxiety and desperation. The two guys charge through the smoke, their voices hoarse, calling out for Michael. Despite the oppressive heat and blinding smoke, they press on, motivated by a shared desire to save him. Jason notices Michael first, his body barely discernible among the flashing flames. Without hesitation, he leaps forward, wrapping his jacket around Michael to put out the flames. Sonny joins Jason in carrying Michael to safety. As they exit from the building, paramedics rush to their aid, and the scene fades to the sound of sirens and frantic shouting from first responders. Portia Robinson's confession. Meanwhile, at General Hospital, Portia Robinson is caught up in a web of professional and personal problems. She finds comfort in a quiet talk with Isaiah Gannon. The two have a private moment in her office when Portia expresses her concerns and displeasure with Cyrus Renault's growing dominance. "I told him he wasn't welcome in this hospital," Portia continues, her tone firm but tinged with discomfort. "But he's like a shadow that lingers, always finding ways to undermine us." Isaiah listens attentively, his countenance thoughtful. "You are not alone in this struggle, Portia. Cyrus plays on fear, but we have the facts on our side. We simply need to be patient and strategic." Cyrus Renault's web of deceit. Cyrus Renault's sinister presence hangs over Port Charles as Jack Brennan discovers video evidence that Cyrus stabbed Dex Heller. However, this evidence falls short of gaining a conviction because the true cause of Dex's death, digitalis poisoning, complicates the case. The revelation frustrates Jack, but he remains undeterred. "This isn't over," Jack mutters to himself, his resolve firm. "Cyrus will slip up again. He always does." In another part of town, Lucas Cooper and Isaiah Gannon face Cyrus directly. Their tense discussion underlines the building tension, and Lucas issues a veiled warning. "Your reign of terror cannot last forever, Cyrus." Justice has a way of catching up to those like you. Cyrus, unshaken, smirks. In this community, justice is considered a luxury. Please let me know when you discover it. Nina's shocking news. Nina Reeves takes on the agonizing duty of alerting Willow Corinthos about Michael's accident. As she approaches Willow, her countenance indicates the gravity of the news she is about to deliver. Willow, Nina says softly but firmly, there has been an incident. Michael has been harmed. He is stable, but the situation is serious. Willow's face pales as the words hit home. No, she says quietly, shaking her head. Not Michael. He was supposed to be safe. Nina puts a soothing hand on Willow's shoulder. He is strong, Willow. And he isn't alone. Sunny and Jason got him out on time. Brooklyn's revelation. Meanwhile, Brooklyn Quartermain has a moment of clarity that alters her view on the recent turmoil in her life. While she hasn't shared her epiphany with anyone yet, her introspective manner suggests actions that could change the dynamics of the Quartermain household. Sasha's confession. In a quieter subplot, Sasha Gilmore tells Harrison Chase about her pregnancy. The two had an unusually candid talk in which Sasha reveals her anxieties about raising her child alone, especially given the unstable situation in Port Charles. Every time I think about what happened to my first baby, I can't breathe, Sasha admits, her voice shaking. I want to be strong for this child, but what happens if I fail again? Chase gives a reassuring smile. You are not alone in this, Sasha. If you require assistance, there are individuals who care about you and want to see you succeed. Brooklyn overhears part of their chat, and her mind races with possibilities. Could she and Chase agree to adopt Sasha's child, providing a stable home while allowing Sasha to heal? A town at a crossroads. As the day progresses, Port Charles hovers on the verge of change. The explosion, Cyrus scheming, and personal disclosures weave together to form a dramatic tapestry that promises to transform lives. Each character faces their own challenges, yet their stories are inexorably intertwined by the town's unwavering grip on their fate. The aftermath of the explosion will provide answers to some issues while also introducing new riddles. For the time being, Port Charles remains a location where mysteries lurk in every shadow, and each revelation presents a new set of obstacles. The only certainty is that the residents will confront these challenges full-on, for better or worse. Portia Robinson and Curtis Ashford's relationship in Port Charles is nothing short of explosive, with emotional highs, genuine vulnerability, and dramatic twists. Their love story has fascinated viewers, provoking opinions over whether they are fated for a happily ever after or if their paths would be better suited with others. To understand their dynamic, we must first uncover the complexities of their relationship, the challenges they encounter, and the opportunities that lie ahead. A connection based on passion and partnership. Portia and Curtis' friendship is based on shared experiences and unmistakable chemistry. Sparks flew from the instant their paths collided, starting a fire that has been impossible to extinguish. Their past together is filled with moments of closeness and collaboration, demonstrating a connection based on more than just love. Portia's calm, calculated manner balances Curtis's burning determination, resulting in a synergy that allows them to face the volatility of their life as a cohesive front. Their love has carried them through family upheavals and frightening situations, each time reinforcing their desire to stand by each other. Curtis has continually demonstrated his commitment to Portia, demonstrating that he is prepared to fight for their love against all circumstances. For her part, Portia's steadfast support has provided Curtis with the foundation he requires to confront his own problems. The shadow of secrets. Despite their strong bond, the flaws in their relationship are tough to ignore. Portia's long-held secret regarding Trina's paternity has undermined trust, the foundation of any long-term relationship. This news rocked Curtis to the core, making him question the entire foundation of their relationship. While Portia's motives may have been motivated by fear and protection, the betrayal persists, creating a shadow that neither of them can completely shake. Curtis' tendency to play the fixer role complicates matters even further. His impulse to control circumstances, while motivated by a desire to protect those he cares for, frequently clashes with Portia's staunch independence. This push and pull dynamic causes friction, making it difficult for them to reach an agreement during times of dispute. The temptation of alternative paths. If Portia and Curtis ever decide to separate ways, Port Charles is full of possible partners for both. Curtis' relationship with Jordan Ashford is an intriguing storyline that many fans believe has not been properly addressed. Their previous marriage was based on respect and common purpose, and while it did not last, the lingering warmth between them suggests unfinished business. Jordan's strength and resilience complement Curtis' drive, making her an ideal partner who understands his intricacies. For Portia, the possibilities are just as intriguing. Her loving yet strong-willed attitude may mesh well with someone like Drew Kane, whose calm and supportive disposition could give the balance she needs. Drew's empathy and understanding might provide Portia with a sense of security without the need for constant control, resulting in a partnership based on mutual respect and equality. The road ahead. As with every great soap opera romance, Portia and Curtis' journey is unpredictable. Will they overcome the challenges that threaten to rip them apart, or will they seek comfort in the arms of others? Their narrative is far from over, and the twists and turns ahead will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. If they decide to battle for their love, they must face their problems head-on, laying a new foundation of honesty and trust. Curtis would have to accept Portia's independence while she strives to re-establish the trust she damaged. Together, they may emerge stronger, their love tempered by the difficulties they have encountered. However, if their courses diverge, it creates fresh opportunities for both. Curtis may rediscover a connection with Jordan, pursuing the potential of restored love. Meanwhile, Portia could find a spouse who values her strength and independence, allowing her to thrive without the burden of unsolved issues. An emotional crossroads. As spectators, we are pulled to the passion, anguish, and perseverance that define Portia and Curtis' relationship. Their love story is compelling because it reflects real-life problems, reminding us that even the strongest bonds can fray under the weight of secrets and misunderstandings. Whether they reconcile or part, their path is one of development, resilience, and the search of happiness. Are Portia and Curtis better off together, or should they look for love elsewhere? The answer is not just in the unfolding drama, but also in the hearts of their devoted followers. Whatever happens next, one thing is certain, Port Charles will never be the same without the electrifying dynamic. It's a boy! General Hospital confirms that Gio is Brooke Lynn's son, practically. Savvy General Hospital watchers anticipated the outcome as soon as Brooke Lynn revealed in the January 8th episode that she conceived a kid while working as a camp counselor and had given it up for adoption. Obviously, that youngster will have grown up to become Gio. The mathematics is straightforward. We've been curious about Gio since he first appeared on the canvas. We quickly determined that it would not be a love interest for the bereaved Trina. So, what? Was he merely there to whip out the old violin every now and then? No. Because the second part of the equation includes a retcon story that revealed Brooke Lynn, Cody, and Dante were all at camp at the same time in the past. Add it all up, and we have two soap cliches in one, a surprise kid twist and a who's the daddy plot. If we want to go the extra mile and perform the difficult math, we can probably confidently say that Dante is the father. Why? Because we've known since Cody was introduced that he and Dante are harboring a secret, something about Cody covering for his friend in a way that resulted in him receiving a juvenile record. Perhaps Cody set off pyrotechnics to prevent Camp Martha administrators from discovering Dante hooking up with Brooke Lynn? Perhaps he stole a car and led the higher-ups at Camp Cooper on a wild goose chase to keep Dante from being discovered in the girls' camp? Hey, teenagers do some crazy stuff. What are your thoughts? Is it possible at this moment that Gio is not Brooke Lynn's son? And who do you think is the father? General Hospital spoilers, flaming horrors and nick of time saves? General Hospital spoilers and updates for Wednesday, January 8th indicate that in a shocking twist, flames engulf Sonny Corinthos' penthouse, putting Michael Corinthos in serious danger. Just after Jason Morgan and Sonny end a brief talk, they are confronted with the terrifying image of Sonny's house on fire, with Michael trapped inside. General Hospital spoilers, screaming for help. Sonny was having a serious conversation with Michael about his imminent divorce from Willow Corinthos when Jason entered the room. Jason asked Michael to postpone their chat while he and Sunny went out quickly to conduct some essential business in the corridor. Minutes later, a loud explosion shook the building. Michael ran to the patio doors, where he saw a dazzling flare, and within minutes, flames had destroyed the apartment. Was this a deliberate act of vengeance or a targeted assassination? If so, who was the intended victim? Sunny and Jason ran back, horrified by the explosion, only to discover Michael anxiously pleading for help amid the pandemonium. Spoilers, impossible choice. Sunny told Jason about his ongoing battle with atrial fibrillation and voiced his desire for Jason to take over the mob organization. However, Jason was adamant in his opposition since the threat to Danny Morgan would be enormous, but Jason has made it obvious that Sunny must slow down. Jason forcefully restrains Sunny to keep him from running into danger to save Michael, his concern for Sunny's heart condition obvious. No one wants to see both meet a horrible end, but the showrunners have hinted in season previews that Michael will survive, albeit off-screen, due to serious burns. This narrative choice most likely refers to Chad Duell's real-life hiatus, although it leaves the door open for his comeback. General Hospital spoilers, double danger and targeted attacks? Michael stared as a bright light approached, the roof engulfed in flames, and an invisible power within the penthouse aggressively pushed open the patio doors. The force of the blow also threw Michael about, implying a well-prepared twin assault. Someone was clearly targeted, most likely Sunny, because one or more bombs looked to have been set quietly within the apartment, while a drone may have transported explosives from the outside. Jen Sidwell was settled at Windmere only seconds before the devastating explosion, staring out a window with a contented expression. Could Sidwell be behind this attack, maybe organizing a plan from Spoon Island to endanger Sunny's area, or is it an act of explosive retaliation by a rival or unidentified enemies? Port Charles reels from the fire at Sunny's. Spoilers reveal that everyone is outraged at Michael's position, with many calling Willow and Drew out for their romance. The next General Hospital spoilers video for Thursday, January 9, 2025, finds Carly waiting for good news while Curtis shares it with Drew. Coming up in Port Charles, following the explosion at Sunny's penthouse, everyone is concerned about Michael, who is currently facing death. There, Alexis tells Christina, the only person who doesn't know that is you. Perhaps she is telling her daughter that she is stronger than she believes and will get through this difficulty. Meanwhile, Martin tells Nina, we've got more leverage than you might think. It's likely that he's taking advantage of Michael's incapacity due to the fire to help Willow obtain custody of her and Michael's children. A bereaved Carly is at the hospital, presumably saying to one of the doctors, please tell me you have some good news. Willow approaches Jocelyn in the hospital and asks how Michael is doing. Joss responds, as expected, with, like you give a damn. Yes, Willow will have a lot of groveling and apologizing ahead of her. Elsewhere in the hospital, Curtis urges Drew, if you want to do something for Michael, leave. With Michael in severe condition, there's nothing stopping Curtis from posting that Drew and Willow had an affair all over the invader, hopefully putting slimy Drew's political future in jeopardy. Jason tells Sunny, you discussed an escape strategy. That just became more crucial. Sunny isn't one to flee after being attacked, and it's unlikely he'll be able to escape the throng easily. Even if that is his plan, he will expect whoever blew up Michael to pay first. Weekly spoilers also suggest that Cyrus eavesdrops, so everyone should be careful what they say. The terrifying shadow of Cyrus Renault hangs greater than ever over Port Charles, as the renowned character continues to plot his evil deeds. His recent acts have caused shockwaves throughout the city, leaving a path of fear and unresolved questions. Despite his public vows of conversion, his lethal actions scream louder than words, demonstrating that his threat is far from over. Let's look deeper at the devastation Cyrus has caused and the potential consequences for anyone who are brave or unlucky enough to cross his path. The tragic deaths of Sam McCall and Dex Heller. The city's collective heart grieved when Sam McCall's life was brutally cut short. Investigations found that her death was not an accident, a fatal injection of digitalis into her sealed her doom. Cyrus Renault was recognized as the culprit, although his motivations remain unknown. Was it personal, or is there a larger game at play? Just as Port Charles was dealing with this heartbreaking loss, Dex Heller became the next casualty. Dex had earlier challenged Cyrus about his attendance at General Hospital on the day Sam died, undoubtedly inciting the mobster's ire. The disagreement culminated in a terrifying attack at Rice Plaza, where Cyrus stabbed Dex from behind, gravely injuring him. Although physicians were optimistic about Dex's recovery after surgery, his life was tragically cut short, mimicking Sam's death. Though unverified, it appears Cyrus attacked again, using the same lethal method of digitalis poisoning. Cyrus Renault, a villain reborn. Cyrus has reappeared in Port Charles, reigniting the city's anxiety. During his previous term as a crime lord, he violently challenged Sonny Corinthos' power, leaving a trail of carnage in his wake. Despite being imprisoned for his crimes, he was able to gain his release by using legal loopholes, presenting himself as a man devoted to charity and faith. However, his charity efforts appear to be little more than a ruse for his sinister ambitions. Recent events have exposed his true colors. Brad Cooper, who is never afraid to speak his opinion, publicly criticized Cyrus' claims of repentance. The confrontation put Brad on Cyrus' radar, which is a dangerous place to be. Meanwhile, Dr. Portia Robinson's firm stance against Cyrus's presence at General Hospital displayed her bravery, but it may have put her firmly in his crosshairs. Portia Robinson and Brad Cooper, targets in sight? Portia's forceful stance against Cyrus identified her as a potential target. She created a powerful enemy by insisting that he leave the hospital and prohibiting him from returning. Cyrus's obvious annoyance at being prohibited from the hospital implies that he is not one to forgive or forget such slights. Because of his proclivity for slipping into locations unannounced, Portia's safety could be jeopardized. Brad, too, has unknowingly created a target on his back. By openly disobeying Cyrus, he has most certainly become a target on the mobster's hit list. As someone who has already endured his fair share of difficulties in Port Charles, Brad may find himself in Cyrus' sights as part of a deadly vendetta. Unanswered questions and lingering dangers. Cyrus' intentions remain a mystery. Why did he target Sam? Was it a deliberate attempt to convey a message, or was there a deeper, more personal grudge at work? As the population mourns her loss and deals with Dex's sad death, Cyrus's unpredictable behavior casts a fog over the neighborhood. Nobody is safe until Cyrus is brought to justice. With a track record of avoiding legal penalties and exacting retribution on those who cross him, Port Charles residents must exercise caution. Will his next victim be someone he has already targeted, or will he strike unexpectedly, like he has done so many times before? The fight for justice. Despite the danger, there are others who are committed to hold Cyrus accountable for his misdeeds. From Sonny Corinthos' criminal connections to Jason Morgan's unwavering pursuit of justice, strong forces are uniting to bring him down. However, Cyrus' cunning and resourcefulness make him a formidable opponent. Meanwhile, Portia and Brad must be alert, as their activities have made them prime targets. With their lives on the line, the city prepares for the next episode in this terrible drama. What lies next for Port Charles? The stakes have never been higher in Port Charles. Cyrus Renault's reign of terror shows no signs of ending, leaving the town desperate for a solution. As alliances form and strategies are developed, the war against Cyrus promises to be a test of wits, strength, and survival. Will Cyrus finally face justice, or will his evil plots claim more lives? What secrets motivate his activities, and who will rise to oppose him? One thing is certain, Port Charles inhabitants must prepare for a war unlike any they have ever seen. The Corinthos family's life is flipped upside down in a fiery ordeal that is sure to leave Port Charles reeling. The renowned Corinthos penthouse burns down, putting Michael Corinthos in danger, while Sonny and Jason are forced to make tough decisions. The conflagration, which appears to be the consequence of deliberate aggression, raises questions about the attack's intentions and the invisible opponents hiding in the shadows. Let's look at the unfolding upheaval, the lives it threatens to disrupt, and the potential consequences for everyone involved. An explosion rocked the penthouse. Sonny Corinthos' apartment, once impenetrable, morphs into a terrifying scene when a sudden explosion sets it on fire. Sonny had been having a deeply personal chat with his son, Michael, about the emotional burden of Michael's upcoming divorce from Willow Corinthos. Jason Morgan interrupted their conversation because he needed to handle serious business with Sonny. At Jason's suggestion, the two strolled out into the hallway, leaving Michael in what they thought was a safe place. A thunderous explosion followed, shattering the illusion. A brilliant light illuminated the patio, and the opulent apartment was quickly engulfed in flames. The scene inside was chaotic, with Michael imprisoned and his calls for aid booming through the fiery debris. Sunny and Jason rushed back after hearing the explosion to find their house on fire and Michael in serious danger. Michael's fight for survival. Michael's desperate attempts to flee the fires are terrifying. As the fire engulfed the penthouse, he was taken aback by a secondary blast that sent debris flying and flames rushing at him. Michael's calls for rescue highlighted the seriousness of the situation, as he was trapped and had no immediate escape option. His father and Jason arrived to watch the terrifying scene, Michael battling against the advancing fire, his clothes on fire, and his prospects of escape shrinking with each passing second. Jason's impossible choice. Jason, ever the protector, was confronted with a heartbreaking decision. Sunny's health has been a concern for some time, with his atrial fibrillation causing him to reconsider his risky lifestyle. Jason had strongly resisted Sunny's request to take over the mob enterprise, citing his son Danny's protection as his main reason. With Sunny anxious to dash into the flames to save Michael, Jason was obliged to physically restrain him, knowing that the stress of the incident could result in a life-threatening crisis. This left Jason to bear the burden alone. With the fire rapidly growing and the structure on the verge of collapse, Jason took the risky decision to plunge into the flames himself, determined to carry Michael to safety or perish trying. A coordinated attack? The explosion was not a mere accident. Clues point to a planned, coordinated assault intended to deliver a terrifying message. Michael recalled witnessing a bright flash outside shortly before the explosion, which raised the possibility of a drone carrying an external payload. Simultaneously, the patio doors were blown inward, implying the presence of explosives within the penthouse. The timing and precision of the attack have fueled suspicion. Jens Sidwell, a well-known Port Charles resident, was seen with a satisfied expression on his face as he observed the aftermath from Windermere. Could Sidwell, who had recently moved to the region and appeared to be challenging Sunny's control, have been the mastermind behind the strike? Is this the work of a more established opponent, emerging from the shadows to undermine Sunny's kingdom piece by piece? Repercussions for Michael and Sunny. As the fire is eventually extinguished and emergency personnel arrive on the scene, the aftermath reveals a tragic truth: Michael has suffered significant burns that will demand extensive medical care and recuperation. Sunny, plagued by guilt and wrath, swears vengeance, his simmering health problems temporarily disregarded as he focuses on finding the culprit of this horrible crime. Jason, albeit physically unharmed, is left to deal with the mental aftermath of the incident. His choice to interfere definitely saved Michael's life, but the event's consequences, both literal and figurative, will haunt him for years to come. The Corinthos family's upcoming chapter. As the Corinthos family deals with the immediate aftermath, worries remain about what will happen next. Will Michael's injuries and the trauma of the attack lead to reconciliation with Willow, or will their relationship disintegrate even further? How will Sunny, who is already under enormous strain, react to this brazen act of attack against his family? Perhaps most importantly, who was genuinely behind the attack, and what were their ultimate goals? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.